Welcome to Coming Out of the Dark podcast, a podcast like none other, where women are empowered, encouraged, and uplifted to be the best version of themselves. Get ready to come from darkness into light with a passion to fulfill purpose. Here is your host, Miss Lady O.
Welcome back to the Coming Out of the Dark podcast, the podcast that reminds you that even in your darkest seasons, there's always light waiting to meet you. In this space, you will feel empowered, encouraged, and uplifted. I am your host, Miss Lady O, and this month, we're talking about purpose, how it unfolds, how it evolves, and how it guides us through every season of our life. Wherever you are listening from today, I invite you to take a breath, settle in, and allow this conversation to meet you exactly where you are. Now, December has a way of slowing us down. It invites reflection. It causes us to look at where we have been, what we have survived, and who we are becoming. And in that reflection, many of us begin asking deeper questions about purpose. Today's conversation is not about chasing purpose or trying to figure everything out. It is about recognizing that purpose has been present with you all along, evolving as you evolve. In this episode is for anyone who feels called, but not rushed, for anyone navigating transition, for anyone learning that purpose is not a performance, but a way of living. So, the question remains, are you ready? Are you ready to get into it? Let's go. Purpose is identity before it is expression. Let's begin right here. Purpose does not start with what you do. It begins with who you are. Purpose is identity before it is assignment. It is God-given. It is woven into you before you ever step into a role, a title, or a platform. You were created with intention, designed with meaning, and equipped with something specific to bring into the world. Purpose is not something you earn through performance or achievement. It is something you carry because of who you were created to be. There is a belief that purpose is something we discover later in life. I believe purpose is something we remember as we grow, as we heal, as we become more honest with ourselves. We begin to reconnect with what God placed within us from the beginning. You see, leadership is one way purpose shows up, but it is not the only way. Purpose also shows up in how you love, how you make decisions, how you treat people, and how you honor your own needs. It is expressed through your presence, your values, and the way you move through the world. If you have ever felt like you did not belong somewhere, it may not be because you lacked purpose. It may be because your God-given identity was never meant to be confined to that space. And sometimes discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. Sometimes discomfort is an invitation to expand into who you were always created to be. I want to go a little deeper. Can we talk about purpose and how it lives in everyday choices? Purpose is not reserved just for the big moments or the public wins. It lives in everyday decisions. It lives in choosing peace over pressure, in choosing alignment over approval, and choosing rest when you once chose overextension. Purpose shows up when you set boundaries, and boundaries are good. When you say no without guilt, when you walk away from what no longer sustains you, when you choose yourself even when it is uncomfortable. And choosing yourself can feel uncomfortable. There was a time in my life when I believed purpose meant constantly doing more, being available, always saying, yes, here I am, being needed, showing up no matter the cost. I equated exhaustion with impact. I thought being stretched thin meant I was living on purpose. I'm doing something. I'm busy. What I learned is that a lack of boundaries does not reflect purpose. It reflects disconnection from myself. There came a moment when I realized I was saying yes to things that no longer aligned with who I was becoming. And we all are becoming. We all are evolving. And choosing to step back did not mean I was failing. It meant I was finally listening to the internal voice, listening to what I really needed. Purpose is protected by discernment. And discernment is a thing that you want to acquire and strengthen on a daily basis. It is strengthened by clarity. And it grows when you value yourself enough to honor what you need. It's okay to take a pause right here and ask yourself, do I know what I need? What do I need in my family? What do I need for myself? What do I need for my job, my career? What do I need in my relationship, my friendships? Do you even know what it is that you need? Have you come to that realization for yourself? Because the next part of this whole thing may resonate differently for you, because I want to dive into the area of purpose and the release of fear. Because that's a part where I was a little stuck in not too long ago. Fear has a way of clouding purpose. Fear does not remove purpose, but it delays our willingness to live it fully. Fear convinces us to wait, to hesitate, to believe we need certainty before we move forward. It tells us to hold on a little longer, to figure it out a little more, to stay until the path feels clear. Oh, why don't I go and talk to this person? Knowing that that is not the right person that you should speak to. Knowing that that person may not want to see you evolve, or they're just not in the right stage of their life to be able to give opinions or suggestions to someone else. Purpose does not require certainty. Let's just get that clear. But the one thing that purpose does require, trust. 100% trust. There comes a moment when fear loosens its grip, and that will happen over time. If you stay with it, fear will loosen its grip. When the fear of the unknown, the fear of transition, the fear of what if no longer controls your decisions, When that happens, purpose does not rush in loudly. It arrives quietly, calmly, confidently. And if I can, I just want to share this part honestly with you. For months, I have been carrying a situation, wrestling with it. Oof. It brought me to tears many nights. I was praying through it, trying to discern my next step. I kept revisiting it, believing I needed to resolve it, fix it, or fully understand it before I could move forward. What I did not realize was that fear was disguised as responsibility. Fear had me believing that letting go meant failure, that surrender meant walking away without clarity. But just a few days ago, and I mean a few days ago, something shifted. It was because I surrendered the situation fully, not halfway, not with conditions. I released it. I believe that God knows. Listen, He knows what I'm going through every step, every day, every moment, every second, and every hour. He knows that the situation that's before me is not a good situation to be in, but I know it's an assignment. I know it's something for me to learn. And I committed. I leaned in and said, okay, all right, God, I'm going to learn it. But I know that there's going to be a day when you're going to release me from it. And shortly thereafter, the moment came and God released me from the assignment. There was no dramatic announcement, no loud confirmation. What I can tell you, when God releases you from an assignment, there is just this peace that falls upon you. You recognize that fear is lifted. The pressure is dissolved. And suddenly, I could see more clearly than ever before. Not just the situation, but I was able to see myself, my future, my capacity, and so much more. Excitement just seeped into my heart. Yeah. I realized something else. The weight I thought I was carrying out of obedience was never mine to hold that long. What I learned is that purpose had me waiting on my surrender, not my effort. Once fear was removed, I could see greater for myself. I could breathe again. I could trust again. I could move without forcing. That is when you begin to understand that you do not need to know every step. You only need to trust the direction your spirit is already moving in. Purpose becomes less about striving and more about surrender. Less about holding on and more about letting go. Less about fear and more about faith. And when fear leaves, purpose does not disappear. It expands. Now let's shift the lens a little bit. We talk about with purpose, you expand, you evolve, and purpose evolves with you. Do not be afraid to give yourself permission to grow. That's good to grow. to experience new things, new people, new conversations, new things of interest, to live and to explore what is possible for you. I know you might feel a little fearful of that because you may feel like, oh my goodness, my circle, my community, people may label me this or that. Let me just tell you this. The people who are meant to walk with you will remain. They will support you as you evolve, as you stretch, and as you expand. And those who cannot will naturally fall away. Not out of rejection, but out of misalignment. They may no longer see the vision or recognize the version of you that is becoming. Purpose is not static. It evolves. The way you live out your purpose at 20 will not look the same at 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 or 90. That does not mean you were wrong then. It means you were growing. We're all growing. Every season adds wisdom. Every experience adds depth. Every transition refines how purpose is expressed through you. Reinvention is not failure. Starting again is not regression. Becoming is evidence that purpose is alive. If you feel like you are in a season of change, you are not behind. You are becoming more aligned. Purpose does not expire because time has passed. It expands as you do. So, as we close this year, I'm not inviting you to search for your purpose. I'm inviting you to acknowledge it, to notice where it has been guiding you quietly, even when you were unsure, to notice where fear no longer has the same hold on your decisions, to notice the peace that shows up when you stop forcing and start trusting. I invite you to sit with these questions for a moment. There is no rush. Honestly, no rush. Begin to ask yourself, where am I being called to live with more intention? What am I ready to release? What alignment feels true in this season of my life? You do not need all the answers to move forward. You only need to trust what you already carry. Let's say this affirmation together. Purpose is not rushing me. Purpose is refining me. Purpose is present in how I live, how I love, and how I choose myself. Thank you for joining me once again for a fantastic episode on Coming Out of the Dark podcast. As you close out this year, I wish you peace, rest, and joy this holiday season. I look forward to continuing this journey with you in the new year. Yeah, I can't wait for 2026. Oh, great things to come. The great things await. Great things we all are walking into. You have to believe it in order to receive it. So, as we keep growing, becoming, and walking in alignment together, I want to tell you to continue to rise, continue to reflect, and continue to walk boldly into the light.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please subscribe to this podcast and like, share, and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, be well, be safe, and be kind to yourself.